Okay, again for TF-XCite, we're doing the Class L championships. Boys to go off at 11:20, girls at 11:25 for the CIAC Class Championships on Saturday. Okay, and as we preview the boys here, we're going to cut in a little action from last year's Class L meet. We actually were there for all of the races below LL. Last year for the boys L, Xavier won for the 5th time in a row in Class L, their 6th overall championship since they started it off their streak with a win in LL. They had 49 points last year. New Milford made it close, 68, and then it was Conard, Cheshire, Darien, Simsbury, and New Canaan. Dissa of Newtown was the winner in 15:59. And others in there, Colin Walsh of New Milford was second, Benjamin Daniels, New Milford was third, Owen Martin, Xavier fourth, Luke Hushing of Amity fifth, Jack Roulette of Xavier sixth, and Daniel Coyne of Simsbury seventh. And a bunch of these guys are back. We've got, I think it's 4 of the top 7 from last year. So, you know, it isn't like in certain classes where basically the top, most of the top guys graduated. This year Xavier is the favorite team, but it could be a bit closer this year because New Canaan from the FJAC is looking good. Xavier is the SCC championship, but New Canaan's up there, and so we're figuring about a 165 speed rating for Xavier overall, and New Canaan about 163. So those are two teams that seem to be most prominent at the top. The other ones very possibly fighting for an at-large spot. Last year, Conard, they had to wait a couple of days for it to be confirmed, but they were tied with Adam Killingworth of Class SS for the best time average among the, not the best time average, but they were on the cusp for the spots of the Open, and as it turned out, just enough teams from the LL finished behind them for both of them to go. So behind Xavier and New Canaan, Amity, Wilton, Fairfield Ludlow, Darien, Bethel, which was first in the SWC, Weston was second in the SWC, Fitch and Windsor, you know, they're all teams fighting to be in the top 10. Leader here by far, I mean, as I mentioned, he's among the top 30 runners in the nation. So Dissa back to defend his title. Newtown, he's been up at about 190 speed rating, first in the VA Showcase, second in the Great American Race of Champions. So he's been having a big year. After him, guys fighting, and this could be in any order because these guys have been bouncing around, and like Luke Cushing of Amity was the winner in SCC, but right with him there from the SCC, Jack Roulette and Owen Martin of Xavier are, you know, they're all around the same area, and they all finished. All 4 of the runners we just mentioned finished in the top 10 last year in Class L. Julian Silva of Fitch is up there. Evan Bureau of Bethel could be challenging for, certainly top 5 spots. Evan Vitagliano of Fitch, Ryan Boulanger of New Canaan, Daniel Irish of Cheshire, Andrew Sharon of Darien, Owen Jones of Xavier, John Disturco of New Canaan, Ian Schmelk of Xavier, Lewis Pierce of Windsor, Charlie Lektovich of Xavier, Charles Kavanagh of New Canaan, Andrew Hawk of Xavier, Ryan Monahan of New Canaan, brothers there, and Jason Reisers of Windsor round out the top 20 there. You got a bunch of guys back from the top 10 last year, and this could be a great battle this year for the team title. Not so much on the individual side, we expect, but for the team title, Xavier and New Canaan are the 2 teams expected to be getting up there. Okay, again, we're going to be showing some footage from last year's Girls Class L race as we do the preview here. Last year, New Canaan was the winner, 95 points, followed by Wilton at 115, both F-Jack teams. Followed by Cheshire in third, and Cheshire went on to finish second at the Open, so they kind of moved up a bit there to finish second behind Greenwich at the Open. Other teams in there were Hall in fourth, E.O. Smith in fifth, Ridgefield in sixth, and Darien in seventh. This year, again with the top 2 teams, it seems likely to be the 2 F-Jack teams. Of New Canaan seems to have a pretty substantial gap over Wilton at this point. New Canaan around 96 speed rating, Wilton at 87. New Milford, who were the champions in Class MM last year, have moved up to L. They did lose a fair amount of runners though, so and they're expect to be a little further back, but we'll see about that. They could certainly be battling for a top 2 place there. They're at around an 80, we figure. Cheshire also lost considerably their top runners. They were, again, the second in the Open last year, but they're probably about the 4th. We see them as about the 4th best team. Hall is rated as 5th, and then Simsbury, Windsor, and Amity are all among the top 8 teams there. Top girls, well, Sophie Spellman won the F-Jack championship this year. She seems to be up at around a 122 speed rating. She was 9th in last year's L race and 19th at the Open, and she seems to have a considerable gap over the other runners. Charlotte Moore of New Canaan, who finished 4th in last year's LL, 9th overall, is occupying what we see as the 2nd spot. Then there's Alexandra Morgan of New Canaan, Alexa Nunez of Wethersfield, Jenna Mancuso of Wilton, and Gabrielle Savelli of New Canaan. Others, Natalie McLean of Newtown, Sophia Olovetsky of South Windsor, Maya Danzillo of Windsor, Grace Guglielmo of Wilton, Radia Releva of New Canaan, Clara Theis of Amity, Lily Dalton of Naugatuck, Jordan Steiger of E.O. Smith, who I think was 6th last year, Eva Curran of Cheshire, Grace Wellenberg of Simsbury, Abigail Sanderson of Hall, Skylar Quigley of New Milford, and Megan Dragnut of Wilton, and then Elizabeth Jowdy of New Milford. those are the ones that we think, or at least are listed in the athletic.net among the top runners. So we'll see how it goes, but that is the expectation on the meet tomorrow.